Okay, guys, map will be in Toon Valley. Very far top left corner, representing Team Liquid. It's going to be TLO. This guy hits the ladder so hard, man. DRG in the bottom right corner, going to be your purple Zerg. Smash Ragu. Everyone in Team Liquid forums just going crazy about this guy, and certainly so. He's been around for forever.
Yeah.
I think the first time I saw him was when he came to an actual MLG. He crushed face, everyone was hyping him, and I'm like, yeah, you can't hype this guy too much. And then I watched him play, and it's like, okay, now I understand the hype. DRG is he's a killer, man. TLO's got to knock him out quickly.
And TLO's going to literally try to knock him out quickly, starting with the 9 pool. Now, of course, this isn't as extreme as something like a 7 pool. You certainly have a lot of macro options out of this. You want to get out there and put on pressure. Although, of course, we could see something super crazy out of TLO 9 pool, drone pull, spine crawler, belt in your opponent's base, something like that. We'll see how crazy he wants to get against the Dong.
Okay, so TLO will know momentarily that his opponent is not in the bottom left corner. So this 8 pool has a 50% chance of hitting. He's either going to hit to the top right or to the bottom right. It depends on whether or not he's going to send out a drone. And normally you do the drone at this point, actually, when it's about halfway or a little bit over halfway done with your spawning pool. And he has not sent out a drone, so he's going to take a gamble here and just try and hit his opponent either by scouting the drone right away or seeing the Overlord. He didn't see the Overlord in the bottom left corner come up, so he's got to assume it's top right and bottom right.
And he has actually queued up. That's why I was showing there was the entire rally point from the hatchery. He's running down to the bottom right, so that's his guess, and he is, in fact, correct. Now, actually, this could be a... well, obviously, he didn't know. He knows exactly where his opponent is because in every tournament version of the map, it's either cross spawns or vertical spawns, but we're not going to have horizontal spawns.
That's right, you're right.
He doesn't see anyone down here at the bottom left, so he's going to move across the middle.
I play ladder too much, man. On ladder, they let us spawn everywhere. All right, well, Ling's now moving across the middle of the map. Overlord does see the Lings right away, and we will have DRG already having a pool on the way, but he did actually start with a hatchery first, so this becomes a little bit on the harder side. He even went into gas into pool afterwards, so the greediest of openings here for DRG. It's going to be kind of hard for him to hold this off. We'll see if he can do it.
That's right, but TLO's not going super all in after this. He wants to get a hatchery cancel. He's already got a queen out. He wants to put down his second hatchery right now, which is actually hitting, and if he successfully gets a cancel on this one, that's all he's looking for. Give himself that macro advantage, and hopefully he can carry it and keep pressuring throughout the game.
Behind this DRG, we'll be able to move into speed right away, as he will be hitting 100 gas.
Wow.
Here we go. Go ahead and let the hatchery finish off.
I'm very surprised about that.
One there, yeah. It looks like he just didn't want... He thinks they can hold off in the mineral line here with just some drone pulls here. But this is a lot of Lings, actually. And TLO is actually getting a nice little area around. And, oh my gosh, he's waiting for the Lings to pop out, and then the drones pop and then get a huge surround.
Yes.
But TLO pays attention to it.
So here's an interesting point. Do you think that there's a possibility, because, most circumstances you would have seen that canceled at the last second, so either Dongagu missed it, or he actually wanted that to finish so he could produce 2 more Zerglings at that time, because he literally could have finished 2 more Zerglings only the way that he did that right there. But, of course, that's a net loss of 300 minerals, so I don't know if that's necessarily worth it. I just don't know if there was a reason, perhaps, for doing it rather than just accidentally letting it finish.
Well, you leave it there, and yeah, you're right. You do get the larva follow-up, so it's always nice to get the extra Lings out. And you are going to be floating a lot of resources anyways afterwards, so I guess it's just more of a gamble on what you want to go for. Do you want to follow up with a huge counterattack afterwards with a nice amount of Lings at speed, nearly 80% done? And that looks like that's the actual chance for DRG. He just wanted to squeeze out more Lings than his opponent could. And by putting pressure on now here, he could potentially catch TLO out of position.
That's right. And TLO did a very smart thing. He dropped down the creep tumor immediately with this queen because he needs to connect the creep in between these spaces right now. Otherwise, the speedlings are just going to dance in between all day long. There's not much he's going to be able to do about that.
All right, so speed is about to finish up. Can DRG and his fast mechanics here get him a chance to run by his opponent? Going to go and get a full surround on the queen. And that queen goes down quickly. Those Lings just could not get there fast enough. Span the spine crawler as well. And these are DRG Lings, man. Almost as good as life Lings, and they take out nearly 2 things for absolutely free. I believe he lost 1 Ling in the whole thing, so not absolutely free, but very, very close. Another drone as well.
Okay, so DRG's really good at StarCraft 2, I just want to point out, because not only did he get in there, I mean, we see all the time where people get in just in the nick of time or just when speed finishes.
No.
This was literally the instant speed finished, and he kills a second queen on top of that, so most of the advantage that TLO got himself before completely negated by what Dongagu had just done.
That was a small bait/gamble there from TLO. He was putting the queen there, hoping that he can get a full surround with his Lings, and then speed hits, and he has extra larva inject available at his natural, and he just flood Lings to his opponent and kill him off. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him as much as he would have liked to, but still killing off a lot of Lings is great for him.
Okay, well, here comes TLO now, and Speed's still got about 5 seconds before it finishes up. He's got Bailings behind this, morphing directly under the vision of Dongrigu. So he knows this is coming, and what is he doing to prepare? Well, defensive Bailings himself, he's pulling back with all of his drones. He's going to let some damage be taken here on this hatchery, and we'll see what he can do to try and save it.
All right, so bailing on bailing action is about to happen here. Going to go ahead and try and tag that bailing down. Nice save there from TLO. Queens are actually stuck in the front. You need to be very, very careful. And he's just going to go ahead and focus on this hatchery. The bailings are meant here to be able to... Oh my gosh, that was a really bad trade there for TLO. He was getting ready to do the split. Oh my gosh!
No, TLO!
No. Oh man, he went for a huge gamble there. That was GG.
TT, I think, is what we meant to say, unfortunately. But TLO out of the game now, and Dongrigu ties things up 1-1. And Team Liquid is actually down. Even though this is a full 9-game set, we're going to broadcast, potentially all 9 games that this has. Liquid has to win every game from here on out to advance into the playoffs.
Whoever the next player is has to be pretty good, and they probably are going to pull out Hero, maybe Snoot, because again, Tasia is not going to be able to play. But I wanted to go back to those lings. Those were Lennox-style lings. He was trying to catch his opponent off guard, saying, okay, there's most likely Bailings on the high ground, so there's no way you're going to run up here. So TLO was like, well, I'm just going to completely mind blow you here and just run straight up and get into the main. And Lennox gets away with that all the time. I don't know how he does it, but TLO, unfortunately, got caught by DRG, and that was a respectable GG. That was pretty much game at that point.
Right. All right, guys, so we are going to run really quick, actually, to our cool daily news segments. We've been doing these for quite a while now, so we're going to hit that. When we come back, it's going to be the 3rd game between Team Liquid and MVP, and it's actually going to be Rhett coming in next. So another ZVZ testing the ZVZ prowess of Dongrigu once